aspect expression that are noun and noun phrases are called explicit aspect expression. For example, the picture quality of this camera is great. So here, picture quality is an explicit aspect. Implicit aspect, second is implicit aspect. So aspect expression that are not noun or noun phrases are called implicit aspect. For example, this camera is expensive. So here, expensive is an implicit aspect, and it implies the aspect price. Many implicit aspect expression are adjective and adverb that are used to describe or qualify some specific aspect. For example, I can install the software easily. So here, install indicate the aspect installation. Next, we are focusing on general flow diagram of the system. So this is our general flow diagram. In this data acquisition, data are gathered from different relevant sources such as blogs, web crawling, Twitter tweets, online reviews, news feeds, document scanning, etc. In short, have to consider sentimental documents as per the level of sentiment analysis. The second, we are going through this pre-processing. It is used to remove noisy, inconsistent, and incomplete data. For the classification, text processing and feature extraction is a preliminary phase. In this pre-processing, irrelevant data removed, and after getting those relevant data, we can select and abstract features from that, and that features will be helpful for the classification. Next phase is feature selection and feature extraction. Feature selection means the process of selecting only relevant features for utilize in model construction, and feature extraction means when the input data to an algorithm is too large to be processed and it is suspected to be redundant, then it can be transformed into reduced set of features. After the selection of features and feature extraction, we are going through the sentiment classification. Any classification algorithm is used to train and teach the model, but for simple sentiment analysis, naive-Bayes, support vector machine, and maximum entropy algorithms are widely used especially for the sentiment analysis. After the classification done, then we are getting the result. As a result, we are getting this sentiment polarity. In this phase, classify the sentiment reviews as positive or negative reviews. That will be the predicted. Next, we are going through these approaches and related work. In figure, there are mainly three approaches for sentiment analysis: machine learning approach, the lexicon-based approach, and hybrid-based approach. In machine learning based approach uses to machine learning based approach, they are used to classify the text. Machine learning approaches where we can apply different supervised and unsupervised algorithms on features. Second is the lexicon based approaches. This approaches uses sentiment dictionary with sentimental words and match them with the data to determine polarity. They assign sentiment scores to the sentiment words describing how positive, negative, and objective the word contained in the dictionary are. Third is hybrid. Hybrid approach is the combination of the machine learning and lexicon based approach. So first of all, we are focusing on machine learning based approach. Machine learning based approach uses a classification technique to classify text. Classification technique mainly divided in supervised, unsupervised, and semi-supervised. Also, there is another technique which is recently developed, which is deep learning. First, we are focusing on supervised learning algorithms. Machine learning approaches applicable to sentiment analysis mostly belong to the supervised classification. Supervised classification contains training, testing, and validation phase. Annotated data used for training, when unannotated data used for testing. In a trained classifier on training data, thus we can get the accurate results. Machine learning techniques like neo-Bayes, maximum entropy, and support vector machine have achieved success in sentiment analysis. Second is unsupervised learning algorithms. Here unannotated or we can say unlabeled dataset provide for training. So it is quite complex as compared to supervised approach. Unsupervised learning try to find the hidden behavior in unlabeled data. That is why there is no required any prior training in order to analyze the data. It's sometimes used to cluster the data in categories on the basis of their statistical properties only. It is a branch of machine learning based on a set of algorithms that attempt to model high-level abstraction in data by using multiple processing layers with complex structures or otherwise composed of multiple non-linear transformations. Various deep learning architectures have been applied to fields like computer vision, automatic speech recognition, natural language processing, audio recognition, and bioinformatics, where they have been shown to produce state-of-the-art result on various tasks. Here are the explanation of those three models. First is convolution neural network. In machine learning, a convolution neural network is a type of a feed-forward artificial neural network where the individual neurons are tilted in such a way that they respond to overlapping region in the visual field. Convolution neural network were inspired by biological process and are variation of multi-layer perceptron designed to use minimal amount of pre-processing. Second is recurrent neural network. A recurrent neural network is a class of artificial neural network where connections between units form a direct cycle. This creates an internal state of network which allows it to exhibit dynamic temporal behavior. Unlike feed-forward neural network, it can be use their internal memory to process arbitrary sequences of inputs. Third is recursive neural network. A recursive neural network is a kind of deep neural network created by applying the same set of weights recursively over a structure to produce a constructed prediction over variable length input, or a scalar prediction by traversing a given structure in a topological order. This network have been successfully in learning sequence and trees structures in natural language processing, mainly phrases and sentence continuous represented based on the word embedded. Second approach is lexicon-based approach. Lexicon-based methods uses sentiment dictionary with sentimental words and match them with the data to determine polarity. They assign sentimental scores to the sentimental word describing how positive, negative, and objective the words contained in the dictionary are. In unsupervised technique, classification is done by comparing the features of given text against the sentiment lexicon whose sentiment values are determined prior to their use. Here are the two methods in this approach. First is dictionary-based technique, means it uses dictionary which consists of list of synonyms and antonyms for each and every word. Thus, to use of feed seed sentiment words and this set can be grown by using algorithm. In this small set of sentiment words like seeds which are known positive or negative orientation is first collected manually, which is very easy. Second is corpus-based techniques. Corpus-based techniques means approaches. It is about any particular domain to find sentiment. The corpus-based approach begins with a seed list of sentimental words and then find other sentimental word in a large corpus to help in finding sentimental words with context-specific orientation. Third and the last approach is hybrid approach. In hybrid approach means it's the combination of machine learning approaches and lexicon based approaches. The last is the related work of all these approaches. All these approaches related work or literature survey anyone can see from the given conference paper. Last topic is conclusion and future. From this survey, anyone have broad idea about the sentiment analysis and they can easily decide method for their data set. In the future, we can experiment with different pre-processing techniques, heterogeneous features, supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms for developing a more accurate system and also for handling large data. We can also use a deep learning algorithm using Part2 or word embedding features to get an efficient result. Thank you everyone for listening. If you have any question regarding this conference web, contact me on rpaldania2103@gmail.com. Thank you again.